Welcome, viewers. It's been a while, and things have been pretty busy over here lately. Haven't really been able to smoke my pipe with having a little one at home, and a lot of trips back and forth from appointments, working. It's winter time, and having to partake in certain hobbies outside sucks. But recently, last week, we took a trip to GR. The kid had an appointment, so we drove her there in the middle of a blizzard. Some people were calling it the snowpocalypse, but it's Michigan, so nothing out of the ordinary here. But we had to drive 131, which is notorious for having all kinds of accidents, backups, snow drifts. But surprisingly, Kalamazoo was the worst of it. If I had to take my car, probably would not have made it out of the city. Nothing was plowed Friday morning. We saw 4 accidents on the way out of town. Hit the business loop. Business loop wasn't plowed. But my fiance's vehicle, she has a SUV, was able to get through it just fine. Hit 131, clear all the way up to the city. So that was our experience with the snowpocalypse. And this morning we woke up to find no water at her house. So that was more of a shock to her than to me. I woke up at 5 in the morning to flashing lights and loud motors beeping going on, and looked out the window and saw a crew who appeared to be turning the water main off. So she called this morning and found out that there was a main leak. It was going to be fixed this afternoon. There was a water boil advisory. Just some crazy stuff. Thankfully, she buys a lot of bottled water, which I don't believe in doing. But it comes in handy when you have a kid and need to make a bottle, and you don't want to wait the 5 minutes to boil something. You just want to open a bottle, throw it in with some formula, and get it done. But with the Grand Rapids trip, I did come across the place that had some tobacco that I picked up. One was called the Tattooed Lady Blend by Buffalo Estate Traders. Something I'd never heard of before. So I liked the smell, picked up an ounce, tried it a day or two later. Nice vanilla, smooth flavoring with like a cinnamon aftertaste. I found that to be unexpected and very interesting because you didn't smell it in the tobacco at all. It was something that came out when you burned it. So if you can hear water in the background, that's because the city's got us doing this without charging us for the water, just to try to prevent more mains from breaking. And what else is going on? Tattooed Lady Blend. The stock market took a dump last week. I think after everything was over, I saw that it was 6,000 points down. Not sure if that's accurate or not, but I was laughing my ass off about that one. Also had me a bit concerned about an old 403B that I have, and I already noticed that from leaving my old employer and checking on it 2 years later that it was down, even though the market and everything has been good for the last 2 years. And so I was having trouble figuring that one out. probably going to move it or do something with it fairly soon. But haven't really bought any new pipes lately. Been trying to get out of the typewriter industry. Still selling at the antique booth and trying to move stuff out through there. But I have a few that I'll keep for myself and still work on. And as for books lately, yeah, not so much. Just kind of bumming around with the books here or there. Not really finding anything that's catching my attention. And really have to get on that. Really just doing podcasts lately. For the longest time I was doing audiobooks, and it just doesn't really fit in with my new job with the noisy equipment and the headphone jack in my phone is broken, so unless I'm gonna tape the phone right next to my ear while running something, just not gonna happen. So I'm not sure where to find Tattooed Lady Blonde. I was smoking it through my penthouse pipe here. I found this at a antique mall for about $5. It's one of my favorite pipes. I like it. Polishes up really nice when I decide to clean up. But just has a nice feel to it. Doesn't clog all that often. No filter. And burns nice and cool. So that's one of my preferred tools of the hobby. And I love the wood grain on this, how it changes throughout the curve. But anyway, that's what's going on here. So don't know if I'm going to be making videos like this often or not. So this was kind of a spur of the moment thing with things that have been going on, and the kids taking a nap, and haven't really been at the other house as much lately. Haven't been working on anything here. So it did come in handy having two separate residences in our current situation. You know, and when she woke up this morning and I was like, hey, we don't have water. She was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to shower? How am I going to... I was like, hey, just go to my house quick, take a shower, because I'm not even 5 minutes away from her house. So, yeah, she stopped over here, did what she needed to do, went to work, wasn't running late or anything. So, that came in very handy. And, you know, not everybody can afford to have two houses or be in a situation where you just end up having two houses, but, you know, it happened and it worked. And I was kind of shocked that the water was on here. With the way things have been outside, I was almost expecting her to get over here and see that the water was not running here as well. So, but I've never had an issue with that, not in this neck of the woods. So, anyways, later.